Hi, I'm Victoria Ballou, and thank you for trusting your intuition and coming here to hear the message your subconscious has for you as it comes through the cards of the tarot. And so I invite you to choose a stack of cards. Will you choose the first stack underneath Vesta, my warrior priestess, or perhaps you're going to choose stack number 2 underneath the fossilized shell? Or it could be that you go for stack number 3 underneath the quartz obelisk. Go with your first impulse because that's the one that your subconscious is nudging you to take, the one that has the message for you today. And while you're making the choice, let me invite you to subscribe to my monthly online magazine that I own and publish and contribute to. It's called Astrologic Magazine, and it's available only on astrologicmagazine.com. Each month we bring you new articles from a constellation of amazing astrologers, tarot experts, and others focused on metaphysical science. This coming issue in August, I am going to be writing about the relationship between the tarot and archetypes as they relate to you. We all embody archetypes, and understanding what our archetypes are allow us to understand the meaning, the purpose that we have in this life. So I invite you to join me for the August issue and check out all the other amazing articles by our astrologers and tarot experts and well-being experts. Now, before we begin, I want to share, as I always do, my favorite quote, which I live by, and I hope that resonates with you. The quote is by Albert Einstein, who said, "Everything is energy. That's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. This is not philosophy. This is physics." And so, I'm sure that gave you time to choose a stack. Let's begin with the first underneath Vesta, who is, by the way, the main character in my urban fantasy series, the Tarot Legacies. That's why she's named that, if you've ever wondered. And we're going to take a look at the first card, which is your overview energy. This is your energy from a broad standpoint right now. Let's see what's going on. Okay, well, you have the 5 of Cups. This is called disappointment here in the Thoth deck. And so this means that the energy resonating with you at this moment feels disappointing. You have been disappointed by something in your life, by someone in your life. It could even be that you've disappointed yourself in some way. This is a broad energy, and you know what it is. It could be something that is that's quite acute, or it could be just maybe a more somber attitude that you have of general disappointment. But nevertheless, this is what the tarot, your subconscious, is wanting you to focus on right now, to dive deeper into. That's why we have the second card, which is your challenge energy. As if being disappointed wasn't enough of a challenge, the second card is going to dive deeper into that energy and help us clarify what's going on. So, you have the Magician. This can represent you as a person. This can represent someone in your life. Or it could just represent the general energy here. In a moment ago in the introduction, I was talking about archetypes. The Magician is certainly an archetype that resonates with many of us. And this energy is all about bringing forth unique abilities, having a lot of charisma, being the hit of a party, knowing what to say always, being right with their timing, just having that special something that actors have. A lot of actors resonate with the Magician archetype energy. And so this is your challenge energy. And so if you recognize this within yourself, then this is what we're dealing with in terms of this 5 of Cups disappointment. If this is someone else, then this is bringing you, this person has somehow created disappointment in your life. Or it could just be the general energy of you feeling less than wonderful about a situation, that something no longer feels magical or special or unique in your life. You know what this represents. And this, again, is what the tarot is wanting you to focus on right now, because this is going to help you move through this feeling of being stuck, of being disappointed, to clarify and to get this energy moving. And so that's what the third card is for, which is your course of action called for. Let's take a look and see what energetically you're being called to do. Well, this clarifies actually quite a bit. It's the Ace of Cups. What this speaks of is the potential for something brand new to begin in your life, which resonates with the energy of feeling renewed, right? Cups represent water, right? They represent emotions, and certainly the Ace of Cups represents the beginning of something brand new that has the quality of feeling a renewal, of feeling like you are able to get a fresh start. This is where you need to be looking, because again, with the Five of Cups, disappointment here, as we see, it just shows that you're in this stuck place, right? And it has something to do with this magnetic energy of the Magician, whether it's you or someone else. And so what your course of action called for is saying is that it's time to perhaps release this energy, this person from your life, turn loose of the negative thoughts you have about yourself, not manifesting maybe this Magician energy. Whatever this is that is resonating specifically with you, it's saying it's time for a big change. That is exactly what we're looking at here, and that's what you need to do. And so it's up to you to think about how you can do this, but it needs to begin with something very emotional within you that feels true and honest. It really means that you are able to move in a direction that is authentic and that isn't based on anything other than how you truly feel. Don't let it be based on money or possessions or power, any sort of power issues that we can sometimes get into. This needs to be coming from your heart. This means it's coming from deep within you, that yes, this is a fresh start and you're ready to begin again. Nothing else is going to put you in the position of feeling like this disappointment energy is finally moving away from you, and allowing this wonderful mercurial Magician energy to rise up within you. If this is relating to a person, if this challenge energy is, the archetype of the Magician in someone else, then this could be saying that maybe it's time to let this person go out of your life, that you need to turn loose of continual disappointment that has arisen from your relationship with them, and that it's time to move on and allow something new and fresh to start. And so I hope that you understand what the cards are saying to you here, and that you allow yourself to trust your subconscious and move forward with this to get that fresh start. Okay, let's take a look at the second stack of cards. We will move over the fabulous fossilized shell and take a look at your overview energy. This is your energy from a broad standpoint right now. Let's see what's going on. Okay, you have the Two of Wands. It's called Dominion here in the Thoth deck. So this is saying that you are in a position of taking control of something. You've stepped forward. If this was some sort of a power dynamic that was happening in your work life, then you have taken the lead in it. In some regard, you're you've taken charge. You're in control of a situation, and you know it, and it feels really good. So here's where you are. And whatever dynamic, of course, wands very much can represent our business life. They can also represent spiritual aspects of ourself. And so this might also mean that you just feel like you're in a place where you're coming to understand and feeling confident about where you are on your personal journey. That's also indicated here. Whatever it is, congratulations, because this is a nice energy to have right now. But in all days of our lives, we have challenge energy. So let's take a look at what the tarot, your subconscious, is wanting you to also consider, along with that Two of Wands energy. All right. Prince of Discs. At the beginning, in the introduction, I mentioned archetypes of the tarot and how they resonate with us as well as people in our lives. Prince of Discs is a perfect example. This represents someone who is definitely in charge, someone who likes to make lists, who is very structured in the way that they approach their lives to get things done, someone who operates with this confidence and with this ability to, much like Liam here, he's very confident here. And so this is the Prince of Discs, but it's your challenge energy, which means that if this is you, if this represents you, then it's saying you're being challenged with, even though you have this Two of Wands dynamic, dominant energy happening, there's something that is not quite complete, not 100%, and it's saying this is challenging you. And so sometimes, if this is you that's represented here, sometimes we can feel like we are in charge when we really may be missing something that could affect us and make the situation better, which could take us to another level, which is always what we need to be working towards that feels authentic with us. And so that's what this Prince of Discs could represent. Now, it can represent someone in your life, a Prince of Discs archetype energy, which would put you in the position of someone is trying to dominate you in a way that, again, he could be, or she, this could be a female energy. And this could be just the other wand of the Two of Wands, right? Which says that, this power struggle is going on and is actually challenging you in this moment. And the person challenging you is very good at being structured in their life and moving through things in a meticulous, organized way. Now, the cards are limited. We have 78 cards here, and so this is a broad interpretation, but you know what this is referring to. It does feel like a power struggle, whether it's within yourself, which is very possible, or just leading you to say, I need to understand more about what's going on here, or this is someone else in your life that you're dealing with. So that's why we're going to look at the third card, which is your course of action called for, and see how this clarifies it for us. Okay, Princess of Cups, more archetype energy here, right? This is dealing with emotions. And so it's interesting because we have wands, we have discs, and finally we have cups dealing, in this spread. And so this is like an all-encompassing thing in your life that's happening. It's a very tangible, realistic thing that you are coping with. It could be business related. It's something in your environment, right, that is feeling challenging to you. And the course of action here with this Princess of Cups is saying that it's time to allow yourself that emotional place to free yourself up, You know, sometimes, even though we don't have swords here present, which represents our logic and our intellect, sometimes turning loose of the intellect and going with our gut feeling about how to handle a situation is the way to proceed. And that's what this is looking like here. That is what this is telling us, because the Princess of Cups is all about following your heart's desire, right? Following what you feel like you need to be doing. And maybe you haven't been doing that so far. Again, sometimes logic will rule us, you know, the intellect of, well, if this is happening, then, you know, intellectually, I need to be doing this. This is saying, approach it from that emotional point of view. What do you feel like you need to be doing here to deal with this situation? That is the way that you approach this. And once you do, you'll begin to see another way of clearing this up. Because the whole idea, of course, your subconscious brought you here today to get this energy moving through, right? To clear it up. So think about, if this is not immediately clear to you what the cards are referring to, then think about it, because this is a struggle that you're dealing with, that you may not even realize you're dealing with at this point. But working through it is going to free up this energy for you to move into a more productive, fulfilling place. All right, let's take a look at the third stack of cards underneath the quartz obelisk. The first card is your overview energy, your energy from a broad standpoint. Let's see what's going on here. Well, this is lovely. You have the Ace of Swords. This is talking about right now, you feeling as though there's some real clarity that has come to you or is coming to you. Of course, aces always represent the beginning of something new or the potential for the beginning of something new. So if this clarity is not abundantly clear to you, this may be why you came here for this reading, because it's saying that clarity is right here for you. And how incredible. Swords represent air, they represent our intellect, our logic, and so certainly feeling like you are clear on a certain situation, or just from a broad standpoint, is a wonderful place to be. But of course, we always have challenge energy, and that's what our second card is, and that's what we're going to take a look at right now. Well, all right. This answers a couple of questions that we may have here. The moon is your challenge. This means that something is not clear, that there is more to be understood. The moon energy is really dynamic. It's subtle, but it's very dynamic, because it definitely references that there is more to the situation that needs to be understood. But it also represents the opportunity that if you do understand what's going on, you can level up in a significant way in your own personal journey. You know, this is also a card of dreams. And me as a dream an analyst, interpreter, what am I calling myself? I'm a dream analyst. And as that, I am always encouraging my clients to think about their dreams, record their dreams, because it's all symbolic. And as we think about that, we get the narrative once we put those symbols together of what our subconscious is telling us in that wonderful dreaming state, when our conscious mind is not, so focused on the superficial things going on around us. Paying attention to your dreams. If you've watched this channel of mine for any length of time, you know how important it is to pay attention to your dreams. And so that's what this moon card is challenging you to do, to dive deeper, to understand the deeper, more meaningful significance of what is going on. Because even though you have this clarity with the Ace of Swords that you see here, you also have something that still needs to be understood. So we have the third card, which is your course of action called for. This is some clarity that can help us understand how you need to proceed. Well, this is so simple, right? Whenever you see the Two of Cups, love, you think, oh, love. But it is the most powerful force in the universe, right? It's the most powerful force that we can bring forth in ourselves and in others. And so here we have just this simple yet very powerful message, which says, yeah, love is the way to proceed. Of course, it reminds me of the Beatles song, All You Need Is Love, right? And that's your course of action called for here, is to proceed by applying genuine love to this matter. You know what it is. And of course, with the tarot's 78 cards, we can only, the tarot can only present this rather broad message to you, but you know specifically what this is referring to when it says bring love into the situation, because the narrative here that is coming through in the cards is that yes, you do either have clarity about a situation or you have the potential for clarity to be present within your life right now, but it's not completely there because of something that's obscuring it, something on a very subconscious level. That if you can get to that level and understand what's going on, it will take you into a very elevated place where you grow in a tremendous way. And the way that you get into that elevated place is with love. And applying love. Is it self-love? Is it love towards someone that you're currently having an issue with? Is it in just general terms in your daily life, approaching things with the energy of love rather than the energy of stress or suspicion or any of the other hundreds of different emotions that we can apply here? It's love. And by directing this extraordinarily powerful energy to this situation, you will be clearing up this channel and quite possibly learn something new that will transform you in the most amazing way. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, please leave them for me in the comments. I always enjoy hearing from you, and I'm always here to serve you. Thank you for joining me.